championship.
Whoa, watch out for the car.
Fight week! Let's go! Let's go!
And that is a clean left hand.
Cutter coming forward. Cutter, a big left hand, right hand. We might be done.
Sanchez. Overhand right by Sanchez.
Beautifully timed right there. One-way traffic, and that clearly is knockdown number 3.
Rear right uppercut, right hook. Big uppercuts from Dakota High Pine.
This is an onslaught while taking a tremendous amount of punishment. And that is it.
Big left hand. Knockdown number 1.
Still snow on the ground here right outside of Philadelphia. It is the Bare Knuckle Show live from Satellite 5. As you can see, we had some sledding tomfoolery. A lot more fun shenanigans to come on today's show. Matter of fact, we have a big show. Got a couple guests today. A Lido look ahead. Chris Lido, Lights Out Lido's coming on to Prospects Albuquerque. And also some tryout news. We'll be talking to him about that. And then El Gallo, Brian Duran, is going to join us ahead of his fight with Louis Lopez at BKFC 57. That's coming up in Hollywood, February 2nd. And then this is big. You saw this, a new business partner for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And what it means a lot. Plus a big contest that you can benefit from. All that plus so much more. You know how we like to have fun here, have a good time. Hello to everybody in the chat. They're already speaking of gator goo in the chat, which they sent us before. If gator goo, it's like a jelly. It's wonderful. I've tasted it, and I really enjoy it, alongside the baked goods you've been sending us. Also, the other thing that I'm very excited about, other than everyone in the chat joining us, we appreciate you being here. Thank you. Whether you're on Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, I don't know where you're watching. You're on the Triller TV. There's so many outlets that I'm not saying. We appreciate it. Shout out to all my IG followers there. I love it. Love that they're hanging out with us. Let's talk about Successful Brandon, because they're already talking about you in the chat, Successful Brandon. And this is unprecedented this week. A big reveal for Successful Brandon. This is 21 days as a pure success. No broke-its, no messes up. Ladies and gentlemen, Successful Brandon. Yay.
Why are you pushing buttons?
Because he's got it. There you go. He knows he has a sound effect now. Successful Brandon hitting his own sound effect. Extremely successful today. And I'm a little worried about you, though, because we are headed to Albuquerque for the Prospect Series. And if you're new to the show and you don't know what happened last time, Successful Brandon was broke at Brandon, and he was lost at Brandon because there's a homeless guy in Albuquerque that stole a bunch. How much was that worth, the thing they stole from you?
A lot.
A lot. It was bad. We've been talking about that last show, but I'm nervous to go to Albuquerque with you. It doesn't usually treat you well. Are you okay to go to Albuquerque?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good to go down. Now there's something we worked up here. Somebody took a photo of you, and they're wondering if this is
my last trip.
This is your last trip. Have you seen my hard drive? So if you don't know it, they stole some very expensive hard drive. Somebody has all this stuff there. I'm hoping that we can see it again when we go there, but you can never tell. So we'll wait and see. Have you seen my hard drive? I'm looking for more success.
That would be crazy, though, if we were just driving around and we see some guy with it in like a cart. That would be funny.
What would you do? Would you like attack him, or would you just talk to him? Would you report him to the police?
I'd confront him. I'd be like, I mean, first off, that's not going to happen. This is all theoretical.
It'd be great, though.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, motherfucker, give me my fucking shit back.
So wait a minute. Now you got me more interested. So you would tell them you want the shit back. Would you thank them? And what you don't know if you're watching is this guy, I'm not kidding you, the whole trip to Albuquerque, he was hitting swap meets, flea markets, everywhere, trying to find this thing. I felt bad for you, but hopefully you keep your eyes on your stuff this time around. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully you have more days to success after this. That's what I'm hoping. A quick pep talk. Everybody in the chat, too, excited for you, saying that you're going to do a great job. Let's talk now about the mailbag. We got a couple minutes before we get the lights out. Chris Lattice.
It's time for mail call.
That's right. Thank you. Right there on top of it. We appreciate that. It was awesome. So a lot of stuff coming in. We always like to hear from you. I tell you that all the time. You can send it to thebareknuckleshow@gmail.com, because I was told sometimes people only listen to this and they can't see everything we do, so I'll be more descriptive. Okay, again, that's thebareknuckleshow@gmail.com. You can send it in. This comes in from Jamie. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, Jamie in L.A. I'll say it, they, I don't know what I say here. The person, Jamie, it is the knockout of the week, they say. This should be the knockout of the week. Let's see what Jamie has. Ooh. Yo, that's awesome. Yo, Swervo Cuts would like that. Look, knock the head off. Jamie, that's awesome. Thank you for sending that in. I love that. I needed a laugh today. That's insane. All right. Thank you for that, Jamie. Also, let's see. Oh, this is from Don in San Antonio, who watches the show regularly, loves us, says it's a lot of fun. He says, is this what a Philly fight looks like? And I didn't see this yet, but apparently this is a fight, it says, from Philadelphia on the street. Let's watch. Should we mute that? I don't know. I'll just keep talking over it. Yeah, so two dudes going at it in the street. And wait a minute. They are fun. Is that a... I'm trying to look at the comments before I say this. Yeah, I agree. There, someone say it in the comments. I thought that was... Does that guy have a strap on him? He's fighting with it. What is going... This is not what Philly's
that's
like.
His rat. I've seen that video.
Is that real? No.
Yeah, we might get flagged for
that. No, yeah, I didn't even see it. Yeah, cut that off. I don't want to be staring at that.
You guys didn't check these videos out?
Nah, they send them in, dude.
No pre-screening.
It's more fun when we don't pre-screen them, so we get that, or we get kicked off. Wow. All right. Well, yeah, that's not what we do in Philly. I mean, Evan and Brandon and I don't come into the studio every day and fist fight with our mule out. That's not what we do. So that's not us, but we appreciate you sending it in, Don. I don't know what you're thinking. All right, Luis. I don't know where Luis is from. It doesn't say. Sent this in because he knows that I'm a pro wrestling guy, and he thinks it's great how they talked about BKFC kind of in this WWE clip. Let's watch it. So Todd Duffy. There's Mick Terrell as Brock Lesnar. Here comes Mark Hunt. There goes Mark Hunt. Boom. And now, so he's all set. Mick Terrell stands tall, right? Oh, no. Lorenzo Hunt, always in waiting. I like that. That was creative, actually. Thank you for sending that in, Luis. I haven't seen that yet. That's awesome. I got to wonder what Big Ben would think if he saw that. Big Ben Rothwell, who wants that fight, wants that world title, wasn't even mentioned in the conversation there. That's got to upset him a little bit, I would think. But thank you for sending that in. We appreciate that. All right, let's move on to, let's see. Oh, this is an email. No one signed this. They sent it in. Tony Loco, Tony Soto. Oh, no, they did. I'm sorry. Randy in New York City sent this in. It says, bring Luis Palomino to Tony Soto already. Why is he running? We want this fight. All right, Luis, interesting that's your name because, as you know, Luis Palomino is fighting. I'm sorry, Randy. Luis Palomino is fighting Austin Trout coming up February 2nd. So that'll be a good fight. We want to see it. So it's interesting you brought Luis up, but let's look at what you sent in about Tony and why you think he's ready. I know he posts a lot on social media. Apparently, Tony has been doing some insane working out ahead of this fight that he's trying to get with Luis Palomino. And I think it said, like, if I can remember the graphic that we saw there, it is, yeah, I guess he climbed 100 steps, which that's phenomenal. I mean, I don't do step cardio. I know, do you guys do cardio? You have to cardio, right? Do you do step cardio, Brandon, Evan?
It's 100 flights.
It's 100 flights? 100 floors. Oh, wow, that's...
100 steps isn't a lot.
That's no, I didn't mean steps. I meant like, yeah, thank you. I meant floors. I meant like stepping up. So, I mean, that's a lot. Let me look. I'll tell you right now. Let me pull my phone out. See what I did today. You can't rate me. I have today 1,025 steps walking, 5 flights climbed. There you go. I didn't even try to do that. I couldn't do 100, though. But Tony's ready. He can't wait. He wants that fight with Luis Palomino. That's all he's been talking about. That's what do you guys do that on your phone? What's it called? The pedometer or whatever? Do you guys ever look at that?
See how many steps I do.
You do that for real?
Yeah.
How many do
you
there?
You got to get 10,000 a day.
My wife's been talking about that. Yeah, she did extra work last night around the house. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to get to my 10,000. I said, keep it up. Go for 15,000. How many steps you have so far today, or how many flights have you climbed today? Does it say on your phone?
Yeah, give me a second.
Or Brandon, as we're looking. And, let us know in the chat, too. We want to know that how many flights you've climbed.
1,300 steps today.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you're a little ahead of me. How many flights, though?
Doesn't say.
Really? Yeah, I got 5 flights. So that's good. We're very healthy over here. But yeah, Tony Soto, that's a fight I want to see. It's a fight we have to see. But let's see what happens with Austin No Doubt Trout first. And then we'll look at that Tony Soto fight, which that has to happen at some point. This is great, too. We talked about this at the top of the show. A brand new partnership we have. Let's show that. This is phenomenal. I would argue it's one of, I mean, I don't know money-wise. I don't get into all that. But as far as perception and people paying more attention to us for doing this and being involved with this, the Conor McGregor, the Forged Irish Stout, what a big partnership that we announced. I think it was last week when we announced it. I'm excited to try some, but I haven't tried it yet. But I know we're doing watch parties around the country. We're going to be telling you more about that. Big deal. It's a big deal for us, and a lot of people are talking about it. And that's good for you, too, because that means you could win. So we have another graphic that we're going to do. We teamed up with Forged Irish Stout, and you can win this VIP experience. If you didn't hear about this, you got to get into it. I mean, if you're not watching, you're just listening on the podcast. Airfare for 2 to Miami, hotel for 2 nights, 2 VIP passes, fighter meet and greet, exclusive BKFC for February 2nd VIP experience. You got to get involved. Here's how you win. You go to Instagram, you like, you comment, you tag, you share, you follow BKFC and Forged Irish Stout, and you register at bkfc.com/forge. Now, when I say like, comment, tag, and share, obviously you find this post and you do it to that. And you hopefully win that VIP experience. Love that we can team up with them to give you all these amazing giveaways, especially you, the hardest of the hardcore fans. So that's something that we're excited about. And I think that, like I said, perceptually for us, that levels us up. That gets more people paying attention. When you have a Conor McGregor, a guy like that, that's a guy that people are going to pay attention to. And I hope that by having this next guy on my show, who I believe's in the virtual green room, that I can level my show up. I always expect that to happen with this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to talk about with Chris Lights Out Lido. Of course, you see him on commentary at the events. Very friendly. You walk up to him, talk to him. We'll sign an autograph for you. You place it on the eBay, make a lot of money. It'll be great. Chris Lights Out Lido joining us to talk more about everything in life. They say he's here, so let's bring him in. Oh, there he is. I was going on and on until they brought you up, Chris. I'm glad they did.
I've been listening for a while, man. You always have good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Chris. Now, looks like you're in a car, and you warned me that you had to do some stuff today, so hopefully we can get a good connection here. What have you been up to? You were coming on for a while, but, we had a little bit of a lull with fights. What have you been doing in the off time? I feel like you're circling the globe.
All I do is tryouts, baby. Just kind of making stuff happen here. We're doing a lot of tryouts right now. We're going wherever. We just got back from LA, had some great tryouts, had a lot of people show up. We went to Virginia, right by DC. People want to do BKFC, man, so it's up to me to go find the new talent.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about tryouts in a little bit, and we're excited for the talent you're finding. I'm sure it's the best of the best. You've shared some stuff with me off the air. We'll talk about all that, but you're not in Albuquerque yet. When do you leave for Albuquerque?
Tomorrow. I get there tomorrow. Today is my day. I've been busy last 2 weekends. My day to get everything together, get ready to go tomorrow. We're busy, man. We got 4 weekends in a row. I'm traveling. I love it.
When do you typically pack? Are you a guy that packs like a day or two in advance? You pack, your last minute packer? I bet you're a last minute packer, aren't you?
Come on, man. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants guy. I'm last minute.
And what do you typically pack? Is there anything people find funny in your case? Like, do you pack a bottle of Lights Out bourbon so you get all sauced up after the show? What do you do?
No, because a lot of times I like to just do carry on, and you can't do that. You know what I mean? You have to check that bag. I'm not checking anything.
Chris, stop. I've flown with you before. If they told you how to carry that on, you would just down the whole bottle. I know how you behave. I've flown with you before. I believe we one time had like an hour and a half conversation at the Philly airport when I got dropped off and you were changing flights because we both drank a little too much on the way home.
That was your fault. You were the one who taught me the trick about just trying to get 2 bottles of vodka and keep one.
Yeah, well, don't tell everybody that. I don't want to talk about that. Everyone's going to be doing it. I learned that from somebody else on the staff too. And now the last time we were in Albuquerque, I'm sure you know about this. Broke It Brandon, who's now successful Brandon, he's doing a great job on the show. He lost a very expensive 21 days. See it? 21 days since his last problem accident we had. He's been doing a great job. But last time we were there, a homeless guy stole our hard drive, and it's worth like thousands of dollars. So can you give a little pep talk, or at least threaten Brandon into not losing it this time? Can you kind of get him excited about not losing it?
I mean, I won't threaten the guy. I'm just going to let the guy know that he's probably going to get fired if he loses again. So it won't be physical pain. It'll just be, unemployment, homelessness, that kind of thing,
Well, the homeless already like him. That's
you'll be stealing hard drive.
Yeah, then that's right. Everything, you're going to steal a hard drive. So do you feel, Brandon, do you feel a little bit more pepped up? Do you feel better about this trip now that Lytle's gave you some motivational words?
I feel great. Yep.
I'm glad you do, man. All right.
I'm more of a negative reinforcement guy, not positive. You can do better for consequences.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, see, he works. It pepped him up. He's ready. So the other thing about Albuquerque, before we talk about the card and everything, we talk about this every time we go to Albuquerque. We went last time, and we didn't get what we wanted. You know what I'm talking about. Albuquerque, Breaking Bad house. That lady is miserable. She can't stand anybody. We went there looking to cause a problem to film it for the show, and she wasn't there. No, we didn't, right? I mean, we were trying to be nice, but we nothing. We got nothing. So I'm not going to go this time, I don't think. Are you planning on going there and throwing some pizzas at her house or whatever you did last time?
I mean, I would never do that unless I'm allowed to, but no, she's a lunatic, so I got to at least go, try and poke the bear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you go do it,
tape
tape it. I want to see it because I'm not going to be able to make it there, unfortunately. But maybe when we're back there the next time, I'll be able to make it. It'll be good. Let's talk about the show. It's going to be a great show. I mean, it's a jam-up card. I know that there's a lot of different fights on it. First, before we even get into what I think, I want to know what you think. Is there any you deal with these people? You've seen a lot of these prospects on the come up. Is there anybody we should really be watching out for?
The funny thing is you never know how people are really going to react to a bare knuckle. So I'm going to be just as interested as you are to see. I know, a couple of our big fights we already have. You got a big female fight, Taylor Starling versus Jenny Savage. That's obviously going to be great. Noah Cutter, he can't put on a boring fight. Donald Sanchez.
Agree.
Well, we got some good fights, but the newer people, I'm very interested to see that too, because like I said, everything's theoretical right now. You look good on the mitts, you look good sparring with gloves, but how do you look when you get with the bare knuckle? We don't know that. We're going to find out.
100%. And I think I'll tell you right now, we talked about this last week on the show. We all made the same prediction. In the Adams versus Adams fight, Adams is definitely going to win that one. What are your thoughts on that, Chris?
No, I'm predicting Adams to lose.
That's different. Good. I like how you did that.
I'm a half negative guy.
You are. Yeah, you're playing the role. I love it. So other than that, we are looking forward to every fight on the card. Next that you can see we had Brittany and Carla, and I've never seen them fight. Both debuters. Don't know a ton about them. Do you know either one of these women? Do you know anything about them? I know they've had prior combat sports experience.
Just seeing from the tryouts and everything, so I can just see. I saw some talent out there, so there's going to be a lot of interesting fights. Like I said, don't know really their opponents very well, so we'll just have to see how that fight plays out.
I know people that you do know well on the show, and we can talk about them. First of all, I think that this is good. One of the Tomlinson boys are coming out. Kane Tomlinson Jr. is going to be making a debut. Another Thompson. We've had them a couple different ones in their family. That'll be awesome that he's going to be there. I spoke to him briefly at another show, and he was very excited to be here. So. Can't wait to see what he has in store. But I know that okay, let's look at Dotson High Pine. You got Eric Dotson, Dakota High Pine. I'm moving so fast, guys, in the truck. I'm sorry about that. Dotson High Pine. This is a fight that Dotson is loved. He's beloved. He's top notch in the area. They're going to go nuts for him. Here you got Dakota High Pine coming from Kansas, I believe. Not Kansas, I'm sorry. Montana. I apologize, Dakota. And you got Dotson trying to avenge his last loss. He's got to get back on the winning track here. He's been training with John Dotson. I would argue with anybody all day that training with your brother in bare knuckle is definitely helpful. But this is a fight that I'm looking forward to see what Thuggy Bear does and see what Dakota High Pine does. And I mean, where are you at with this fight?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pivotal fight for Dotson. He just came off a loss. He was undefeated before that bare knuckle first loss. So how's he going to react? Sometimes it makes people question everything, man. Like, I did everything the same way. I lost. Am I not as good as I thought? For some people, they can use that for motivating. Understand, hey, what was I doing wrong? What did I think? Was I was better than I really was? What was my problems? Then go back to the drawing board and fix that. So we're going to find out a lot about the further direction of Eric Dotson.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where he's going to go to. A huge crowd favorite. They're going to come unglued for him in Albuquerque, and when he makes that walk to the squared circle. The other fight I know a lot of the fans, myself included, looking forward to. I was kind of upset. I've said it time and time again because I thought this fight was on. Then it seemed like it wasn't. Then it was. So we're on. It's happening. It's fight week, so it's happening this week. We're looking forward to it. Jenny Savage and the Tennessee Gangster. Killer Bee versus Tennessee Gangster. Jenny Savage, who is the Tennessee Gangster. I'm out of sorts. Not enough coffee today, believe it. Versus Taylor Starling. Taylor Starling, the Killer Bee. Jenny Savage, the Tennessee Gangster. This is a fight that's interesting to me for so many reasons. One, if you look at it, they're both 3-2, same records. And from what I can see, they've only lost to champs. So they're both tough women. Jenny is in this insane shape if you've seen her. We'll look at her later, what she's doing to stay in shape. Her body looks incredible. Cardio is top notch. There's a little bit of a size difference here. Taylor, always in good shape, always ready to fight, excited to fight. I've never seen somebody more excited to be bouncing around, ready to fight. This is a fight that I think is going to be amazing. I mean, where are you at with it?
The cool thing about this is a rematch. They fought in MMA. People don't really realize that, and I actually was able to commentate that fight.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
So it was Taylor Starling, it's the first time I've seen her. Jenny Savage won that fight. I think she thinks it is the same fight. She's going to go out there and do the same thing. I know her motion has gotten really good. She likes to do a lot of in and out motion. So I feel like she might have the advantage there. But, Taylor Starling, when she comes forward, she's willing to trade, take one to give one.
Tough.
I think she doesn't feel like that. I don't think she feels that Jenny Savage can hurt her. So that can make it for a great fight.
I didn't know you commentated that fight. We've talked about it. We've shown clips of it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the same fight. And I think that you're not out of bounds saying that, because I think that both females that are fighting, Jenny and Taylor, I think that like from talking to Taylor, she seems to think the same thing you think. Like, it's not the same person. And I don't know if Jenny feels that way or not, but Jenny's coming prepared, and Jenny has no fear, neither does Taylor. So this fight gonna be awesome. Who are you commentating with? I don't remember, Lido. For that.
Don't realize.
Look, that's good. That was they whispered that in my ear as I was talking to you. I didn't realize that. There you go. The dream team. I love it. So you look at that fight, everyone excited about it. And another fight, this is what I'm excited about too. Anytime Noah Cutter fights, I'm excited. This guy is one of those dudes, I talk about it week in and week out with certain fighters, that of course he wants to win. I get it. But whether he wins or loses, as a fan, he's putting it all out there. You can guarantee it. It's going to be an awesome fight. And we'll talk about it more later. But this is a big deal for Noah. This is the 10th time he stepped inside the BKFC squared circle. Not a lot of people can brag about that. He's, like I said, tough as nails, only lost to some of the top competition. He's been training with Lorenzo Hunt, which that's a difference maker. That's huge in my estimation. But he's got Donald Sanchez. You got the local guy, no stranger to main events. He's had like 50 MMA fights. I think he did some pro boxing. I want to say he was 1-1 maybe, right before he came to BKFC. So this is a great fight. Another one, I hate to say it, I'm looking forward to all these fights. Where are you at with that fight, Sanchez and Cutter, man?
Like Cutter doesn't know how to put on a boring fight. The amazing thing to me is every fight of his, it's not going the distance. The judges, they can leave after the co-main. They're not going to be needed, I promise. Because somebody's getting knocked out here.
Yeah, I was looking. And,
like I said, no one comes forward. He throws hard, straight punches. He puts on entertaining fights. We have to love it.
No, I know. That's why we love him. I can't. Every time I see that guy, I'm like, thanks for your last fight. It was awesome. I mean, I think Donald's probably going to be the favorite going in, but you got to watch out for Noah. You can't sleep on Noah. I mean, it seems like, I feel like, I was talking to Ryan, who does a lot of our notes and stuff that we send out, the BKFC News, and he was saying this, and I actually wrote it down because I didn't want to say it wrong, because I agree with him. I agree exactly what he said. He said that it seems like the man with the more finishing upside is Cutter, but the more calculated, well-rounder fighter is Sanchez. And I didn't want to say his words wrong. I agree with him. I'm excited to see how this fight goes. I don't think it's going to be a lopsided fight. I think it's going to be a fun fight to watch. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see you in Albuquerque, too.
Fight, it's hard to be a lopsided fight. I mean, he's going to come forward and throw hard punches, straight punches. He's going to hit you with some of them, and either you can hit him harder and knock him out, or he's going to hit you or knock him out. So, I mean, I don't see there being any way it's not going to be a fun, entertaining fight.
It's going to be, again, I hate to say it's cliche, but who wins? The fans win on that one. You pay for the whole seat, you only need the edge of it. It'll be great. Lido, you've been the guy with tryouts. This is very important, as we say, week in and week out at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and it's going to be the future. So as far as tryouts, we talked about it a little bit last week. I know we talked about it, me and you, and I think Nate was talking about it too a little bit yesterday. You had some very successful tryouts recently. Can you speak on them? Let's talk about the Virginia one first. What did you see when you went to, I believe it was in Sterling, Virginia?
I loved it, man. We had guys coming from all over the place. So it wasn't all just right there from, like right by D.C. area. We had people coming an hour this way, an hour that way, 2 hours this way. So we had a lot of good talent came from all over that area, which is what I really want. I don't want all that people coming from that same little area, because then nobody wants to fight each other. Like, I can't fight him. I used to train with him back in third grade or whatever. There's all kinds of excuses. So, I mean, these guys, like, you don't know each other very well. Cool. Look, you guys are fighting.
Let's bang, yeah.
I just want to put on good fights. Like, I don't care. People think, we have some agenda sometime. Like, I want this guy to win. I want that guy to win. I want the best fights. I want the best fighter to win. And whoever that is, I like a lot of these people, but man, I just want great fights.
And I think it's fair to say you want great fights, but when they come to trials, we always say this on this show, we're looking for stories too. Even if you don't think that your story's worthy, sometimes it takes someone else to hear it and then we'll go, wow, you don't realize what you've been living, because that's going to sell it too. A good story, ability to talk, good stuff like that. Let's talk about when we broke into California. Our first time ever in California was for the tryouts, North Hollywood. How many people do you think showed up to that? Did you have a good turnout?
75, man. It was unreal. Nate invited 60 people. I'm like, okay. And then just us, word of mouth and other things getting out there, us posting things. Usually if we invite 60 people, you're going to get 30 show up. We had 75.
Wow, that's great.
Way more than I thought would show up. It was very busy. It was packed. It was I felt actually kind of bad, because I was like, man, we didn't do as good of a job as we normally do as far as, preparing. And that's on me, man. I should have had the place set up a little bit better, but
Stop throwing yourself under the bus. Nobody knows. Don't throw yourself under the bus, Chris. You don't deserve that. Just listen. It was from what I hear, let's shine this up. It was a great tryout, in all honesty. I think that we learn as we put these on. And that's part of the show. You're going to see how we learn as we do this, how the fighter, everybody learns. But as 75 people showed up, we have a strong, strong base in California. I'm excited to see what we gained from that tryout as well. I love these shows that we put on the BKFC tryouts. I look forward to them all the time. We do have some new tryouts coming up, and I think we have graphics for them too, Chris. I don't know. You're not going to UK, I don't think, but I believe we have a BKFC UK tryout, yes, coming up right there, Sunday, February 25th. If you're listening and not watching, you can register at bkfc.com/tryouts. Make sure you get involved with that, because this is how we're finding a lot of the new talent. BKFC UK tryouts, February 25th. And then back home, where we're at, you have Colorado tryouts. Of course, that's Saturday, March 9th. This is just announced on Instagram. This is breaking news for the podcast. If you didn't know, bkfc.com/tryouts. If you're in the Colorado area, come on, make sure you come on out and get started, man. It'll be fun. bkfc.com/tryouts. The tryouts are healthy, Chris Lido. It seems like an Albuquerque card is going to be amazing, and then we get to go to Hollywood, Florida after that. So there's a lot coming up here. I'm just thankful you took some time on your day when you weren't doing your last-minute packing to talk to us. Thank you.
I'm not a big packer, like I said. I'll do that real quick, but I got a lot of things to do today, because we're blowing up, man. Tryouts every other weekend, it seems like right now. I really enjoying that aspect. This is where we get new talent. No other sport is doing this. You want to come try out for us, we'll put you on if you're good enough, and if not, we won't. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Survival of the fittest, as they say. We're looking forward to it. And you know what? I won't teach you anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like Lido and those guys, they're going to show you maybe why you didn't make the cut this time, so you can improve for the next time. So make sure you get involved. If you're thinking about fighting, come on out. They're going to help you out. Maybe you'll get on the TV show too, which is awesome. bkfc.com/tryouts. Chris Lights Out Lido, man, thank you so much. I don't know if you're headed to your proctology appointment. I don't know where you're going, but I'm glad you're in a car going somewhere. Where are you headed?
I've been heading all over the place, man. Just got to the bank, had to go just running errands right now.
You owe me $50. I hope you got it out. I'll see you in Albuquerque.
Man.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you coming on today, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you in Albuquerque. There goes Chris Lights Out Lido. Always like checking in with him, because he's the pulse, man. He's out there finding new fighters. He's with the Trouts. If you haven't seen the Trouts, bkfc.com. You can check them out, man. Just look for the app. They're all on the app. Everything's on the app. And we're going to have a lot more coming up, too. And if you're just kind of cruising around Fubo, we're on there. It's good stuff, man. We have good stuff coming up. More and more and more. Speaking of good stuff, we got El Gallo, Brian Duran, coming up in just a couple minutes. Before we do that, they're loving it in the chat. They're having fun. They're having a great time in the chat. They love Chris Lido as always. They're still shouting out successful Brandon. I think I have El Gallo. He's in the waiting room. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's flip segments. Let's go to El Gallo first, and then we'll come back to the one that we're going to miss here. There he is. Brian Duran, El Gallo. Man, you look intimidating even when you're on a Zoom. You just scared me. You look very intense, but you're like a nice motivational guy under it all, right? He can't hear me. I just give him compliments. He's trying to get it working. There you go. Behind the scenes with El Gallo, Brian Duran. We're going to talk to him. He's fighting Louis Lopez. Of course, that's coming up February 2nd, Hollywood, Florida, BKFC 57. You got one Brian, you need two Brians. You got the BRI and the BRY. And I think I said it last time he was on. I'm going to take him to task. I don't know why he spells his name that way. That doesn't work. It's BRIAN. This BRYAN stuff needs to stop. But I love it because he's undefeated. I mean, 5-0. He's been tearing through competition. There's a lot in this interview we want to talk about with him. For instance, I I mean, everything. There's so much happening in Miami in the pop culture area now. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about his fight with Louis. Louis 3-2 right now. Louis just coming off a loss to Kai Stewart, who won a championship title off him. So Louis trying to get redeemed here. And I would guess that Brian, I mean, of course, he wants to keep winning. I think he just signed a multi-fight. I think we announced that a couple weeks ago. So he's looking for a title at some point. He was telling me the other day off the air. So we'll see what we're going to do with Brian Duran. He's got the rap career. We're going to talk about that a little bit, how that's going. And as we wait for him, I don't know, is this going to be hard for you to do back there if I go to other stuff?
You got a couple minutes.
Yeah,
Just try to get in.
All right, cool. I'll start going through the other segment now because we were just talking about Jenny Savage and Taylor Starling, how they're fighting in Albuquerque coming up this weekend, this Saturday night. And Jenny's ready. I mean, you can watch this clip, and Jenny's ready for Taylor. Take a look. Now, as you watch this, I mean, cardio. She's got her hands up cardio. That's good. Spin all around. I'd be the idiot walking by that, and she would hit me by accident. I would just fall. Like the jerk off, like on their phone, not paying attention. So Jenny's getting ready, getting her footwork ready. Look at that. I said she's in insane shape. You can kind of see that here. I mean, you'd hurt your hand punching those abs. Look at her. Toughening her hands, push-ups. Jenny Savage, Tennessee gangster, ready to go for this Saturday night against Taylor Starling, a fight a lot of us have been looking forward to. And, also, we see Taylor is so excited. Taylor dances her way to the squared circle. Taylor likes dancing and training. We see it on Instagram. Apparently, Jenny, she likes dancing too. Somebody actually sent this in as well. They said, you think Taylor can dance? Check out Jenny's dance. Let's see. It must be for sponsors, the chicken dance. Look at how insane shape she's in. That's all I care about. Look at those abs. I mean, she is built, man. She's ready. Now, weights don't fight back, but they're going to help. You can tell how much time she's put into it. Jenny Savage, Taylor Starling, looking forward to that. But then you look at Taylor, too. I'm blown away. I wish I had abs like that. Taylor's ready, too. Now, I don't know if, we need to mute this or not, but Taylor, you can see. I mean, she's going through it. Taylor knows. She knows she needs a win here, but Jenny knows the same thing. That's why it's such an interesting fight to me. Both these people are in a must-win situation. I mean, you can argue this every time you step in the squared circle, but it's a must-win. They both have statements to make, and they want to win. So Taylor's been working really hard. Jenny's been working really hard. I know the fans are excited. As I say, I'm excited for that bout as well. And then as we're talking about women and waiting for El Gallo to come on, let's continue to talk about that. I love these articles at bkfc.com. I talk about them every week. They're so well written. A great one on Gabrielle Rahman. She's just a hard-working individual. As a fighter, you know that. You've seen her fights. If you haven't, you're in for a treat when she fights coming up. But she's a mother. She's just all over the place. Check out that article. Find out what it takes. Because some of these people, they're not all professional fighters all the time. She works hard. But then she also likes, as it says, business trip. I remember talking to her, I think, off the air. She was saying she loves it because she gets to travel around and fight. Sidney Smith was saying the same thing. They get to travel. They don't get to travel that much. So if they can travel and do what they love in fighting, it's not a vacation, business trip for them. So it's interesting. Read up on that. And the other thing I wanted to spotlight, this is important. We kind of touched on this a little earlier. Noah Cutter. Love Noah Cutter for his fights. Noah Cutter joining the 10 club coming up with this fight. His 10th fight in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Maybe we'll do a graphic or something for him, win or lose, next week, because that's a big deal. 10 Bare Knuckle fights. Great article on the site about that as well. This is incredible. It's an incredible feat. I mean, 10 fights in Bare Knuckle. Some people have 1 or 2. This guy's 10 times we've seen him fight. He's given of himself to you 10 times, and that's why I feel like the fans love Noah Cutter so much. Plus, a really cool guy if you ever just kind of chat with him. We had him on last week. You can go back and check out that from last week. Great interview with Noah Cutter, finding some stuff out. And I think it's important to note, as we said earlier with Lytle, Noah Cutter's been training with Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt. And if you're going to train with somebody to have one of the best pound-for-pound bare-knuckle fighters in the world, that's your guy to train with. So Noah Cutter, already tough, already dangerous. Now he's learning from Lorenzo Hunt, which is interesting to me, and I want to see how that's going to go. They said Lorenzo with his big shit-eating grin that he always has. There you go. I mean, I agree with Reddit, BKFC. I think that's Gator Wrestler. You picked a good camp, man. Okay, I believe he's ready to go now. Is El Gallo? There he is. What's up, Bri?
What's up, my brother?
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm great.
Is my signal good?
I can hear you. Everything good? All right. They're giving me the thumbs up, so it must mean they're good because they will tell you. El Gallo's here. We're excited to talk to you. We have so much to cover. Before we get into all this, Bri, I told him I'd take you to task. I might have done it last time. I hate the way you spell your name. It's Brian. Bryan just doesn't work. You got to have that changed immediately. And then you could have people spell your name Brain because they spell it wrong, which I feel like I don't have.
Yeah, all the time, right?
Yeah. So do you get the people spell your name Brian rather they don't do the Y? Do you get
all
that?
the time, bro.
You should thank them.
God,
Thank them for
time.
it. Thank them for
all
it, Brian. It's the right way to spell
The worst
it.
part is when they sign a check and they put BR.
Well, cross out Duran.
The
Then you cross out Duran and put Soscia and send it my way. I'll take it. All right. So let's talk about Albuquerque first before we talk about Hollywood. This is important. It's a theme of the show today. We have a guy on the show I know you watch. His name's Broken Brandon. He's been very successful. So we've re-nicknamed him Successful Brandon. And we actually have a countdown up there, how many days since his last accident. You see, 21 days since his last accident. Now, the last time Successful Brandon was in Albuquerque, a homeless guy stole his gear, his production gear, thousands of dollars worth of equipment, hard drives, everything, thousands and thousands. And so, look, I don't think I'm talking out of turn here with Brian Duran. We're going to talk about your history. I know from people in Miami, from walking the streets, what a street legend you are, and that's a good thing. So how would Brian Duran have handled this guy, this homeless guy? Would he have gotten his stuff stolen, or is that just a Broken Brandon thing?
Oh, no, nobody's ever stole from me in my life. Only people that I let in close and they done it behind my back.
See that? So
I'm lucky. Thank God I never gotten robbed or none of that.
You're very lucky. But and if you found the person that stole the hard drive, this guy's just gonna have a pleasant conversation with him if he sees him. He says, "Can I have my hard drive back?"
Man,
what would you do?
I mean, that's back in the days. I would have done something dumb, but I think I would have done the same thing as him now. You know, I would have had a conversation like, "Buddy, listen, that's not the right thing to do. If you needed money, you should have asked me." You know.
And then you would yell, "Give me my hard drive back." I agree, Brian. I'm excited. I bring up the legend you are on the street for a lot of reasons. I want to talk about that in the interview. I'll talk about a lot of stuff here today. But before we do, the other thing I want to talk to you about is pop culture-ish. Miami. What the hell's going on in Miami, dude? We talked about it on the show 2 weeks ago. There's giant aliens at a mall that are there but aren't really there. I saw you posted about it. Tell me about it.
I mean, I wasn't there personally, so I can't really tell you I saw them, but I do know people that were there, and they couldn't even describe what they saw. So it was like the people that actually were there, they were not even saying they were aliens. They was just huge, like, I don't know what monsters people called them, you know? So they didn't even know what it was really. Like, I'm guessing it is what we're saying, but I wasn't there personally, so I can't really like confirm it was aliens.
Yeah, dude, but come on. Hey, look, you said
but they were not human. They were not human for sure what they saw.
There was something there.
Like I said, I've been in that place and I've seen problems happen in that place.
Yeah.
I fought there when I was younger, and police does pull up, but 300 patrol cars.
It was insane. It was crazy.
Yeah,
but there's no aliens. There's no giant aliens. Maybe it was the Juggernaut. Maybe Lorenzo had his Juggernaut guy walking around the wall.
Pulled up out there. Nah, but the crazy part is that never in the history of histories, there's been a police officer come and try to like be like, "Oh, guys," you know, like trying to address the situation and be like, "They're saying about aliens. You guys know that didn't happen. It was a fight of teenagers." And then when they put the fight online, it's a fight at the beach, a whole 15 miles away.
What are they doing?
You know, so it makes no sense.
They don't know how to lie correctly, I guess. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I was interested because I know you were talking about it and you were there, and I know you mentioned some of your friends have seen it. So stay safe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if like an alien showed up somewhere like and fought for BKF? Would you fight an alien? That'd be cool.
I'll fight anybody.
I know you will. That's why I asked you. All right, let's talk about, you said some past fights. You talk about Broken Brandon losing the hard drive and how you would have handled things differently, but now you're more like Successful Brandon is. You had a hard life, man, and I know we've talked privately about this. We don't need to get into everything, but you've had a very rough life, and you've had a lot of problems, very strong problems that could have landed you in a lot of trouble multiple times. And you were able to escape those problems and prove your innocence, which is 100% awesome. But, I mean, what did that do for you? Did that lead you? Because you talk about the change, how you would have been not as smart when you were younger. You talk about how you found God and you believe that helped you. I do too. I think that can help you. But,
yes, sir.
But kind of talk to me about that. What were you dealing with?
I was just around the wrong people. I had a lot of, I guess, anger as a kid inside of me from trauma that I went through. Even the way I got to this country, you know, coming in a boat and all that, like, a lot of things happen. Out of 27 people, how I said before in another podcast, out of 27 people, only 4 of us made it alive.
Wow.
So, you know, I have trauma since I was a kid, man. And I guess all that like piled up, and then I was looking for love in the wrong places. Because, you know, this country, bro, parents are so busy about making money and working that sometimes they don't give us the love that they want to give us. Now that they don't have it in them, it's just that they're so busy caught up, you know, and we were spending more time in school with our friends that were also going through the same stuff. You know, so what can a kid that's like her and has trauma can teach another kid? You know, and I was always that one friend that took everybody's problems upon myself because I always felt like I was the toughest one in the group. So every time I saw somebody mess with somebody that couldn't really like beat them or something, I'll take the problem by myself. That's why I have so many fights in the street. Most of them were not even my problems. Most of them was me defending people.
Yeah, you're trying to be a good guy. You're trying to help your friends out. I get it.
Yeah, I never liked bullies because when I first got here from Cuba, I didn't know English, and the kids are so cruel, man.
Yeah.
You know, they used to make fun of me, make fun of the way I dressed, my hairstyle, you know, the fact that I was the only kid in school with like a book bag with wheels. And it's like, bro, I never had none of that in Cuba. I used to go with a bag that you go here and get in Publix, you know, to school, you know, with my books in it. So people do not understand where I come from. And then I got judged, you know, for seeing, I still remember the book bag. It was a Ninja Turtles book bag.
I love the Ninja Turtles.
And my eyes like glue in the middle of Walmart, I remember. And I was like, wow. Can I get that? My dad was laughing. He's like, that's what you want? I'm like, yes. And, you know, he got it for me and stuff. So I got made fun of even for the book bag I had.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Brian. Were you a Ninja Turtle? You were a Ninja Turtles fan growing up then?
Yeah, imagine we only had 2 channels in Cuba.
Okay.
Like one of them was the news, which was all communism.
Yeah, you don't want to see
and the other one were like for like movies and kids and this and that. And they'll put like the old stuff from here, like the first Ninja Turtles that came out and things like that. So I like what I saw, you know.
Wait a minute, you're a hip hop guy though. Do you remember Vanilla Ice was like "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go"? Are you too young for that? That was a horrible rap song that he had in that movie. We're talking about
rap song.
But you know what? He probably made $1 million off it. I'm sure. Gosh.
A few probably.
Okay. I want to talk so I sound cool like you. So tell me if I sound cool. Did he make is it racks, stacks? He made a couple of them, right?
A couple of racks, a couple of stacks, however you say.
All right. So let's talk about, you were talking about how you had that rough upbringing and I get it, man. That's a story that we could go really in depth and I'd love to do that in a longer form interview with you, talk about your whole life coming up. But in the limited time we have here, I remember you telling me one time that you came here, and I remember hearing about this, the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You're probably one of the only guys, if the only guy, that came here with no really fighting experience. You had your street experience, and but then you had to learn how to become a professional fighter, and you had to do training and learn. So what enters my mind when I think about this, you're a guy that's just, and I've heard so many stories from people in the streets beating up 3 guys at once. You know, your toughness is legendary there. So I just, as I think about it, you're a street fighter. You're tough grit, you know, and then you get to a boxing gym or a fighting gym and they're going to teach you a new way to fight. That's probably the more correct way, but it's not something you've been doing. Was that a struggle for you, man? Was that hard? Was it detrimental at first?
At first, it kind of was. Imagine, I only had 5 months to train for my debut. Like, I'll say 6, to be fair, because it was 5 months and a few weeks. But, bro, what was tough at first is that I landed in a gym with a bunch of studs. Mm-hmm. You know, I landed in the gym with Bryce Henry, Howard Davis, Jared Grant, you know, and imagine at the beginning, I didn't have no cardio. I used to smoke every day, you know, I would go out and drink and stuff at the beginning. And bro, like I didn't have like, I would say the discipline in a way. I had the consistency. I was there every day in the gym. I never missed one day and I worked out twice a day. You know, I busted my butt, but I really didn't have like the actual discipline that I have now, that I don't even look at people smoking. You know, like I don't judge nobody, but I don't want to be around it. I don't drink at all. So like the discipline I have is different. Back then, you know, I was in the gym with those guys. They were already at a different level. They all fought a bunch of times in the amateurs. I had not one fight. And imagine I was getting my ass beat, bro. Every day I was getting it taken to me every time we spar. And that's what made me and built me even tougher, because I was the guy that would get hit and come forward. The only thing that bothered me at first that like was the cardio, bro. The cardio was the thing that took me forever. I feel like I just finally got my cardio now in this camp. Like I haven't had the real cardio to this camp. I was ready to go 5 rounds with Dakota High Pine, but I did not have the cardio I have now. Now I'm ready to go 20 rounds with whoever. I can fight Louis and Kai right after and win my belt in the same night, and like that.
So
you know, so it was tough at the beginning, brother. It was really tough, but man, it made me, bro. It made me, and I'm glad it was that tough, because I feel like silver spoons will never get you where you want to be, you know. And I'm glad I didn't have I had the natural pedigree, you could say, but I didn't have it in the boxing world. And every time I hit people with the gloves and I see how they would like try to dodge and they'll grab me and this, and I'm like, bro, wait until I take this glove off and I hit somebody. Because I always knew how strong my hands were, but boxing is so much different, bro. I will tell you that. So
Different ball game, way
I didn't
different.
realize how tough I was until I fought Glendale Futurell, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what showed me. And then when I fought Tovey, it showed me even more. And then the 3-second knockout, they said it was 15, but it took me 3 seconds to put the guy down, you know? And after that, with Aguilar, with kidney failure, I went in there with kidney failure, no water in my brain, no water in my kidneys. I went in there and fought 3 rounds of war, and I didn't stop coming forward, you know? So, yeah, bro, it's just little by little, I just gotten better, man, and I've gotten more confident within myself, and February 2nd, it will show.
Yeah, and we're watching it. It's cool to watch your progression and just watch how tough you become. And, yeah, and I know that to be in there with those killers, man, that was a great place to land, even though it didn't seem that way at the time. And I've watched what you do. I'm a big fan of what you do on Instagram. We've shown it on the show many times. We've seen you punching hammers. I've tried. It hurts very badly. I don't know how you do it. You're punching cinder blocks. We showed that last week. Again, I think you're crazy, but you can do it. I can't. I'm more of a wimp than you. And so what I wanted to do, I also saw we showed you getting hit in the arms with 2x4s or something.
I'll show you right now.
No, I don't know.
I'll show you right now. Look what's right next to me. So you can see I'm not lying, bro. This is my daily routine. This is right next to me right now. Look, my son just got it to me. This is my baby right here.
It just sits there in your house and you hit it? I thought it was for like video only.
Yeah, every day I have it on top of a mat. You know those workout mats that you do sit-ups on?
Yeah.
So it doesn't doesn't bring my towels and stuff, but I have it on top of it, and that's my baby. I do it every morning, every night before I go to sleep, every day.
Wow, I thought that was just for for online. That shows how tough you are.
No, that's real. That's really what I do, and there's a lot of other tricks that I do to strengthen my ligaments and stuff in my hand that I don't want to show, because then if everybody has the sauce, then I won't be a Gallo.
I agree. El Gallo, you know, I don't want to compare myself to you whatsoever, but I was motivated by you. And I thought I could try some El Gallo training. And right before we went on the air, we tried. We couldn't find anything. I got this thing. Do you see this? It's one of those like shrink wrap things they have in like warehouses. And we use this as a 2x4. We have a video of it. Successful, Brandon. Here we go.
Come on, harder! Oh, shit, not that hard. Oh, my God, dude.
Man, Brandon
hit me in the ass.
I wanted to hit you.
Dude, that sucked. I don't know how you do that stuff. That wasn't fun. My stomach still is probably red, and I can feel it. It still burns where he smashed me. So you're getting
Man,
like...
I'm telling you, bro, like that wood thing in my stomach
No
is
way.
made me now. When I spar, people hit me in the body, and they get shook because I don't move. And it's like, what's going... Like, you could hit me with anything in the body, any shot you could think of. It's not gonna work. And that happened because one time I remember sparring Jerry Grant. He hit me with a left hook to the body, right in the liver, bro. And that's the only time in my life that I've taken a knee in sparring. The only time in my life I had to, because it was a pain that I didn't feel. And I told myself after that day, I feel so embarrassed. I was like, that's never gonna happen to me ever again. Ever is gonna happen to me. And I've been training really hard since then for my stomach. I hit myself with metal, with wood in my stomach, like. Wow. Yeah, bro.
You're a warrior, man. That's why we're excited to see you fight, because we know how tough you are.
Yes, sir.
Another thing I want to bring up is it didn't seem to me like when Kai Stewart won the title, when he beat Louis, you don't seem to have much regard for Kai Stewart as champion. It seems like maybe you have a little bit of focus on him. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is that correct?
I mean, believe it or not, people think he's soft, and people think that he's not the caliber to be a champ, but he's a champ for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
I get the flowers where it's due, you know.
It's wonderful.
The guy's there, you know, and whatever reason they say that he wins and this and that, he got something that other people don't.
Yep.
And maybe it's the conditioning from wrestling. Maybe it's the wrestling that he drains his opponents. Maybe it's the mindset. Maybe it's the fact that he's tough. God knows. I just know that I'm at a different level.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And it will show, you know, but I give him his flowers. Good. And he is a warrior. I seen him bleed and come forward. The guy is, you know, he's not soft how people think. He's not a pussy. The guy's a warrior, like every single one of us. And yeah, man, I feel like it's gonna be a great fight because obviously I already know I'm gonna win February 2nd. I already said it. I'm gonna knock him out. Yeah. And I want to show the world what I can do with the world champ too. When he involves the clinch in the game and they see how different I am from the rest of these people. And I hope there's a top fighter that fights Kai before me. Yeah. I hope, because I want to see Kai run through somebody else that thinks that they can hit and this and that, and then comes El Gallo and shuts them down. That's what I want.
That's a good
I don't
plan.
even care if I fight for the title next, brother.
No.
I'm cool with fight somebody else next after Louis. I want to see Kai beat a third person for that belt. And somebody tough, which I hope is the person I'm hoping, because everybody's scared of him. And I gave that man flowers, so I'm not gonna say his name, but I gave him flowers too, and he decided, to speak bad about me in a way and try to be sarcastic with me, even don't follow me after how much love I showed him before he was a nobody. But you know what, brother? I'm just leaving everything to God. I'm just waiting for my opportunity to shine. And I just hope, Kai shuts down another person and I come in for that belt and I snatch it like it was drinking a cup of water.
It's kind of fun to watch, though, man. It's kind of fun to watch Kai as people were doubting him, then he beats Louis. People are still talking trash, and then he beats HD. So whoever has next, I'm interested to see. I wonder your thoughts on that. Maybe, obviously, you're saying you're angling for that. You'd like that in the future. But let's talk about Louis. Let's talk about Louis Lopez right here and there. Just tell me, you said it, knockout. I think you even said the other day a knockout in the first round you were predicting.
First round knockout.
Why will you?
The first right hand I land, the first clean right hand I land, he's not going to get up.
Really? Why do you believe that?
Because nobody hits as hard as me. He's never witnessed the power that I have. Have you ever gotten kicked by a horse? That's what Gallo hits like.
Well, I wouldn't want that. No way. And I'll tell you.
Everybody that spars me says it. I hit harder than a 185.
Wow. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this, right? Watch how I hit Dakota completely wrong. Watch how I hit him completely wrong, brother. Man. Look at this. Look at me hit Dakota completely wrong. I hit him with my fingers right here. Look, with my fingers, not even my fist. And that's it. He didn't want no more smoke. And then go look at Dakota's other fights.
Yeah.
Dakota could take a beating, bro. Dakota could get hit and not fall. Yeah. And when he felt my punches, he was like, what was that? He even was looking at my hands after the fight. I even showed him my fist. He's like, bro, what? And every single opponent I fought have told me the same thing. What do you have in your hands? Everybody has told me that they feel like they got hit by a truck. Like, when you get hit by a bat by mistake or something, you hit your head on the ground. That's what they said it feels like. Imagine running into a wall head first. Well, that's what it's going to feel like.
I'm glad I'm not towing the line with you. I'm glad I'm not standing across from you. Louis Lopez is, we talked about your prediction and we talked about where you're looking to go after Louis. Other than that, I mean, what you're saying it's going to be quick, but what do you need to do to win this fight if it goes a little longer? You have the cardio, you have all that.
Yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life. Like I said, I'm ready to fight him. And if Kai's ready to jump in the ring after I knock him out, I'm ready to take the belt right away. I'm working hard, brother. Like I said, I put a lot of things to the side, and I'm gonna say this publicly. I don't care. I haven't even been with my wife. I haven't even smoked in months. I haven't gone out. I've been in my house gym. Unless I go to the studio to make music, I'm not going nowhere. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to hang out with friends. None of that. I'm focused, laser focused like never before. You know what I'm saying? And the last week, starting Monday, I get away from even my family. I say hi to my family. I say bye to them, give them everybody a kiss, tell them I love them, and I disappeared. Turn my phone off. I let my brother Leo handle everything. My phone, the ticket sales that needs to be like the last minute ones, which people are unresponsible. But, everything gets handled by my team. And I just focus on meditating. I focus on staying strong. I focus on making weight correctly. I focus on what I need to focus on, which is myself and the win. I'm laser focused. I'm going in there with a purpose. Louis spoke on my God and he spoke on my family. So I'm going in there willing to die like we're going to war. I'm in the Coliseum. When I walk out of the Hard Rock, I'm in the Coliseum. I feel like it's life or death fight. It's not about raising my hand after, none of that. I'm going in there to die or kill. There's no way around it. The only way he could beat me is if he brings a knife and he stabs me when the judges ain't looking.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Exactly. So
yeah, right. That's definitely not. But you know what? I don't know if you have anywhere to hide it anyway. You're out there. You have no shirt on. There's nowhere to hide the knife. It's not pro wrestling. Brass knucks.
Exactly.
I don't know if brass knucks.
So there's no way of him winning.
But I'll say this. If you get past Louis, when you do, that's another notch in your belt. It's another fight that you need to get on your ladder to win the title you're looking to win. So it's just a process, as they used to say with the Sixers here in Philly. Trust the process.
Yes, sir. 6-0, 6 KOs, baby.
That's it. So we're looking forward to seeing you. Before we let you go, the last thing we want to do, I wanted to talk about this quick. Outside of fighting, you have a hip-hop career. You've been releasing more and more music. I feel like there's going to be a major record label at some point that's going to come knocking on your door because I feel like your stuff's really good. For those of you that have never seen it, he has a video out. I just want to roll a clip of that real quick before we let you go.
I was up on myself, yeah. They asked for no help, yeah. And the hand that they gave me, I can never forget, yeah. I remember themselves, yeah. I was living in hell, yeah. I remember praying to God to change my life. I say what I said, I'm lost in my head. I keep my distance, I don't know who I fed. I ain't trapping no more, I'm rapping instead. I give my heart to the street, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Now I give my heart to the beat, yeah. You're running from me, yeah.
All I know, that was great. All I know is that that whole thing, first of all, you're very talented. Second of all, that shot of you bouncing the ping pong ball, that would have taken me probably like 10 shots, 10 redos to do. I would have been knocking it everywhere. So quickly, before we let you go, you're very talented. What are your plans with music? Where are you looking to take that? I know that before you got into fighting, you were into music a lot more than you are now, and you're trying to get back in, right?
I have an announcement that I'll probably say after the fight, but I have really big plans with the music that are going to take me to the next level. He's going to take me to a level that I'll probably be the most famous guy to ever step inside a BKFC ring.
Wow.
So just wait on it. I've been working my whole life for this moment, and it's crazy how it took me to become a fighter to have the light shine on me the right way, the correct way, and for me to, I guess, change my ways so I could get blessed the correct way, because I'm super glad that I never made it in the music before I started fighting, because I was in the wrong place, wrong people, the wrong mindset. I would have done the wrong thing with the money. And now my mind is where it's supposed to be. I'm grounded. And I feel like now is the perfect moment. And I have a big announcement that I'm going to make after this fight. And it's going to be a statement, and it's going to put me in levels that nobody has been. Just remember this, in 2026, around 2026, I'm realistic, I'll have the biggest paycheck that's ever been in BKFC. Remember I said it.
I love that. Make sure they spell it Bryan, not Brian on that paycheck.
Yeah, because you're going to cash that check right there, my
boy. Thank you for coming on. Oh, I was going to let you go, but they're going nuts in the chat. There's a Wesley Kill Eagle. It looks like Big Ben's pointing toward it. Big Ben's a big fan. It says they want to know. They want to know. Well, there's people cheering on you, but there's other people saying, I think this guy is a big fan of Louis. He said, what you going to do when you throw your best and Louis is still there? What would the plan be for that before I let you go? I'll let you end on that.
That's never going to happen. It hasn't happened so far, and it's not going to happen. And if he could take a first punch, I'm going to give him a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth until he falls. He eventually going to fall. Nobody hits as hard as me. Like I said, I come from 215 pounds, which I will send you a picture later for the next time we get on. You can put it on. Yeah. When you guys would see what Gallo looked like 2 years ago, you guys will understand why I hit so hard.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Plus, the power of God is bigger than the power of any human. And that's something that's going to show too. You know what I'm saying? I give all the glory to him, no glory to me, man. I'm just the guy. I'm the container.
That's right.
He's the soul and spirit.
100%.
I'm just here doing his job.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel the same way. And I may be God's container as well. I believe we all are. But I'll tell you what, God will help me. But when I got hit with this thing earlier, I mean, I was praying to God for it because it didn't feel good. So do you have a little more respect? I mean, I know you like me, but maybe you think I'm a little tougher from taking these shots. Maybe look.
Of course, man. I'll teach you a few things. I'll teach you a few things when I see you again, and you will see how you will do the wood like nothing. It's all mental. I promise you.
Well, I appreciate
it. It's all mindset, bro.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for taking the time to join us, man. Go punch your cinder blocks. Good luck against Louis Lopez. We're looking forward to that fight. I know Brian's talking like he's going to run through him, and it's going to be, a first-round knockout. And that could happen because Brian hits so hard, but Louis Lopez, also a tough guy. I think Brian's still here. I thought he left. Brian, you still there?
Yeah, no, I'm here, man.
Oh, great. You're hearing me wrap the interview up then. This is awesome. So, Louis Lopez, I know that I'll say it in front of you. I know that you're talking tough, and it's not talk tough because you fight tough. But Louis Lopez is not an easy guy to get by. And if you can knock him out in the first round, that's a huge statement to me. And I can't wait to see you go for a world title. And
that's the point, brother. That's the point. I'm making that statement February 2nd.
Yep, and we're waiting to see. We're looking forward to it. Make sure you buy your tickets, bkfc.com. There's a couple left, and you go see Brian Duran. Buy them from Brian Duran. He's on. He makes some money off that.
Hell yeah. I got to go ask for another load.
That's right. All right, Brian, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Thank you for supporting me and always believing in me, and I promise I won't let none of you guys down.
We appreciate you too, Brian. Thank you for everything. Good luck with the fight. Good luck with the music career. I hope you can be the biggest artist of all time, man. All right.
Yes, sir.
There he goes.
Much, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Brian Duran. There we go. I'm glad I didn't say anything crazy. I thought he was off, and I'm wrapping up the interview telling him how tough Louis is, too, and he's sitting there watching me, and then I looked up and realized he was still here. But it is true. I mean, Louis is a tough guy. Louis is training really hard. Louis is saying he's trained harder than he ever has, so I'm looking forward to that fight. That whole card is going to be amazing. I didn't get to ask him. Oh, man, I have to get a film of him when I see him. Apparently, El Gallo, one of the Paul brothers or something, was trying to steal his name. He was telling me, like, his bodyguard is friends, or is a bodyguard for, no, his good friend is a bodyguard or something for one of the Paul brothers, and they're trying to steal the name El Gallo from him, which, that's messed up, man. There's only one El Gallo. It's Brian Duran. All right, that went a little longer than I wanted it to, so we're going to head out of here in just a second. I mean, you can cue the music up. I can say goodbye. I'm excited for Fight Week. I hope you are too. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the nice, the flowers you're giving me. I'm glad you enjoyed that interview. We love Brian Duran. We love Chris Lytle. We love successful Brandon. Will you be successful in Albuquerque? The correct answer is yes. Wrong button. Wrong fader. Don't bother. Oh, he can't turn his mic on. All right. That's end of Brandon. All right, let's get out of here. Hey, remember, I'll see you in Albuquerque for prospects. The successful Brandon will be there too. Make sure you're there as well, whether you're watching, wherever you're watching, TV, or maybe you're there. Very few tickets still remaining. Until next time, get bucked up and knuckle up. Let's go, Albuquerque! Woo! Fight week, baby!
And that is a clean left hand. Cutter coming forward. Cutter, a big left hand, right hand. We might be done. Sanchez. Overhand right by Sanchez. Beautifully timed right there. One-way traffic, and that clear.